When we think about security for a small business, we usually think about things like antivirus or maybe a strong password policy. But what if I told you the biggest threat isn't some virus you download, but a constant, silent leak of your company's most sensitive data? Today, we're going to talk about why privacy isn't just a nice to have anymore. It's absolutely a core, non-negotiable part of your business's security.
Really think about it for a second. Every single device on your network, we're talking laptops, phones, maybe even your point of sale system, is constantly talking to the internet. But do you actually know who they're talking to or what they're saying? Yeah, the answer is probably a little unsettling.
And that's really the heart of the problem, right? Every website they visit, every cloud app they use, every client portal they log into, all of it is basically happening out in the open. It's visible to internet service providers, to advertisers, and sometimes even to attackers. And that exposure, well, it creates some pretty serious risks. So let's get specific about what this exposure looks like. There are two major and often totally invisible threats operating on pretty much every business network out there right now. First, you've got these super invasive trackers that are piggybacking on ads. And second, there's a fundamental privacy leak in how the internet itself is built. We all tend to think of online ads as just, an annoyance. But for a business, they are a direct threat to your bottom line. See, they aren't just selling you products. They are actively collecting intelligence on your company's operations. Think about it. They can see what software you're looking into, which suppliers you're researching, even which of your competitors' websites your team is checking out. That is valuable intel, and you're just giving it away for free. And just look at the sheer scale of this problem. We are not talking about one or two little trackers here. A single totally legitimate web page that your employee visits for work can load up to 80 different tracking scripts. That's like having an invisible crowd of 80 people standing in the room just watching every single move you make. And what are they watching exactly? Well, pretty much everything. They're collecting browsing behavior, your team's work hours, what kind of devices you use, and even what software you're using, like tax software if you're an accounting firm, or case research sites for a law office. This isn't just marketing data. This is business surveillance. It's building a profile of your entire operation. And all this constant surveillance, it comes at a direct cost to your productivity. As you can see right here, that huge bar for ads and trackers shows that on a lot of websites, up to 40% of the time you spend just waiting for a page to load is actually your internet connection loading trackers, not the content you actually need. That's your bandwidth and your employees' paid time being completely wasted. Oh, and it gets worse. This whole system can be hijacked for something called malvertising. It works like this. An employee visits a perfectly safe, trusted website they use all the time, but a malicious ad on that page can silently infect their computer in the background with malware or even ransomware. And the scary part is you don't even have to click on the ad for this to happen. So that's the tracking problem. But there's another, even more fundamental privacy leak that's happening on your network. It's one that's kind of built into the very fabric of the internet itself. It's called DNS, which stands for the Domain Name System. Now, the absolute easiest way to think about it is like the internet's phone book. When you type a website name into your browser, DNS is what looks up the correct IP address for that site, so your computer knows where to connect. Simple enough, right? Well, here's the crucial point. By default, every single one of those phone book lookups is completely unencrypted. It's literally like shouting the name of every single person you're about to call across a crowded room. Anybody who's listening can hear you. This comparison lays it out perfectly. With a standard unencrypted DNS on the left, your internet provider sees and logs every single site you visit. Attackers can even jump in and redirect your employees to fake banking sites or phony login pages. But with encrypted DNS on the right, that entire conversation is kept private and secure. Big difference. Okay, so we've laid out two massive problems, all that invasive tracking and these leaky, unencrypted DNS lookups. But here's the good news. There is a straightforward, really powerful solution that tackles both of these at the exact same time. It's a simple two-part fix. First, you block all those ads and trackers at the network level before they even have a chance to reach any of your devices. And second, you encrypt all those DNS phone book lookups so that no one can snoop on your company's web traffic. Now, the key phrase here is network-wide. This is not an app you install on just one computer. When you put this solution in place at your router, it protects everything connected to your Wi-Fi.
The laptops, the phones, the printers, the point of sale terminals, every single device, automatically, no exceptions.
Now, you might be sitting there thinking, wait a minute, don't I already have tools for this? And it's a fair question. A lot of people believe that the common tools they use offer protection, but the truth is, they often create a false sense of security. Just take a look at this chart. That incognito mode you use, it still leaks your DNS requests, and it still loads trackers. It does almost nothing for privacy. Antivirus? That's really for cleaning up malware that's already on your system, not for preventing these kinds of privacy leaks. Even browser extensions only protect that one specific browser, leaving your phone and all your other devices completely exposed. The network-level solution is the only one here that checks all the boxes. And you know, the best part about putting a solution like this in place is that it's not a trade-off. You're not sacrificing performance to get better security or anything like that. In fact, you actually gain across the board. It's a total win-win. The benefits are pretty much immediate. Your internet just feels 20 to 40% faster because it's not wasting all that bandwidth on trackers. Your security is instantly stronger because you've cut off malvertising at the source. And of course, your privacy is vastly improved, shielding your business's day-to-day operations from prying eyes. So let's do a little privacy checkup for your own business right now. Is your DNS fully encrypted? Does your router block these kinds of threats? Are all your devices, even the phones that guests connect with, protected? Is your network actually free from tracking? If you can't confidently check every single one of these boxes, then you've got a privacy gap. Because at the end of the day, that's the real takeaway here. This stuff isn't just about technology or something for the IT department to worry about. This is about protecting your client data, your company's secrets, and your team's productivity. It is a fundamental business issue. So I'll leave you with this one last question. You would never, ever leave the front door of your office unlocked overnight, right? But I want you to ask yourself right now, is your business's digital back door standing wide open for absolutely anyone to just walk right through?